We're live right now?
We're live. What's
Who's
good,
the
Council
host?
of Comics? It's film and box office news, episode 57. Be back in 30 seconds. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. All right, Council of Comics. It's episode 57, film and box office news. We're here at Toy Games. Be right back after this.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
All right, guys.
Hello.
I think I did that right. I think I did that right.
Nailed it.
It is very weird doing this from the phone. It is very different.
Are you on the phone as well?
Yes. Well, we're
Oh,
right
cool.
with the construction downstairs, so I got to be up here.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is.
It's fine. I'm right here next to my very comfy, very soft and inviting bed.
Okay, that's good. Don't fall asleep.
All right, film box office news. We're here with Toy Games. I'm here with Cliff. Sam is away, and we're not sure about Green Shirt Guy. And we got some shout outs and stuff. So let me bring it up.
Sure.
Young at Heart Foundation, which is like Sam's charity shout out. He does it every time. Get over to youngatheartfoundation.com and get a hope kit. I think you email Mike and stuff. Next one, Hudson Valley Community Services.
That one's all me.
That's
the most
on you.
important meal is coming up Sunday.
Oh, it's right there. There it is.
Yes. You can go to their website, hudsonvalleycs.org, to make a donation. You can buy tickets. It's $35 a ticket. You can buy a table of 8 for $250 if you'd like to make that sort of donation. And of course, all of this is going to help food pantries all over the Hudson Valley in 5 different counties, especially with people who are suffering from issues with HIV and other STDs, or just families who are in need. So it's a really great cause. If you can help, again, please visit hudsonvalleycs.org.
Okay. Our next shout out, Alternativerse Comics. That's our comic book store where we get our comic books. It's comic book day, and it happens in Hyde Park, 870 Hyde Park. So shout out to Alternativerse. Last thing, the Council of Comics YouTube. Of course, I'm subscribed to it, but get over there on the Council of Comics YouTube and subscribe. And of course, subscribe to Toy Games YouTube. I'm also subscribed over there. So
Yeah.
Please.
go over there and subscribe as well.
Thank you. Please subscribe.
I think I covered all that.
Great. You're 2 for 2.
All right. Okay, Cliff, did you watch Loki?
I did watch Loki.
All right. What did you think? I watched Loki episode 2. I watched it today. What did you think?
I liked it. It was fine. You know, like I don't like it moved the story, right? I don't know if this was like the most fantastic episode or anything. But I thought it was cool how they went after what's his name, X whatever, and then they realized that his device like doesn't actually hide you from the TVA, but yet it kind of hides you from the TVA.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? It makes those specific doors, right?
very
Like I
nice.
thought that was neat. What did you think?
I also thought it's it's not like the one. It does move the story along. It's a good episode, like 2 for Loki. You're by now you're definitely intrigued, so you're kind of sold on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I actually like that at that one part where he was like, "No, I'm a villain," and I like that. I was like, "Good," because I don't really want him to be good. I
No.
like
He
him.
is gonna be good though.
No.
Come
Yeah.
on.
No.
You know? Look at
I want him
him
to do
trying to save lives.
And I want him to do it in a villain way. How's that?
But yeah, no, he'll do it the villain way, and I like that. Like, I like the idea of like, no, you heroes have all these codes and rules. I don't care about that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a good episode too. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He's doing a great job.
Him and Owen Wilson. I think Owen Wilson is great.
Oh yeah,
also.
their chemistry is probably the best thing going for this whole series altogether.
That guy thinks he's Loki in real life too, so that helps.
He does not, but let
Yes,
me tell you, boy, is he's very charming in real life.
He loves that role. It's almost like which is good.
Yeah, he was born for it.
Yeah.
Trev.
You want your actor to like. You want your actor to like what he's doing. You know. If we can get off topic, I watched a documentary of the remake to Nightmare on Elm Street, where I had like Rorschach playing Freddy.
Yes, you're the second person to mention it to me today. That's so funny.
Well, it's not a good movie. And interviews with, I forget the actor who played Freddy.
Jackie Earl Haley, yeah.
Jackie. So one, he never watched a movie until he got that role. He never saw a Nightmare film.
That's
And two,
forgivable.
He didn't like he thought it was terrible. So if you have someone who hates the franchise playing your lead character, not going to be good.
Well, they also try to take it in a far more serious direction. I actually interviewed Jackie Earl Haley and talked about this with him. You can find that on my channel. So,
Okay.
but
Great actor.
he's a great actor. I love him as Rorschach. I love him in a million other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were trying to take it in a more serious direction, and it didn't fit.
No.
Oh, poor Cliff. With 23 months. Shout out. What's up? In New York, Backyard Legend.
What's up? He's here. Thank you, man.
Backyard. What's up, Trev? New York.
Did we lose
Yeah,
Cliff?
let's go 2, 3. Yeah, we lost Cliff. He'll be back. I'm sure Cliff will be back. Did you watch Loki? You watch Loki?
I have not watched a Marvel show since WandaVision. I can only. I feel like the shows all kind of blend into themselves, so I kind of I watched the show Ahsoka, and I like that. So I just can't keep going into these shows. You know what I mean? I want them to feel special instead of like bleeding into one another. You know what I mean?
One after the other, after the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean.
Ahsoka was good though.
Yeah. Loki was really good.
But Loki's good? Oh, okay. Does that old man Loki make a return or no?
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah,
I love that old suit with the horns that go up like that. I love that suit.
Cliff, you're back. We need you back. All right.
What suit with horns? What did I miss?
The old man Loki with the horns.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, yes, because you know what? It's the that was probably the coolest part of the show when he had that shadow thing.
Uh-huh.
It was I don't know if you ever saw like Killer Clowns from Outer Space with the shadow. He did Loki kind of does that, and his shadow comes like with the horns and stuff, and it like holds the guy. Yeah,
that movie Killer Clowns has gone from like an underground classic to like you see their merchandise everywhere. It's so strange.
That's like it's a mainstream underground classic.
Yeah, it's the mainstream underground classic. Yeah. Next, Basket Case will have like merchandise at like, Halloween.
Look, they can't all turn into gems overnight, buddy. I don't know. I mean, I'm not expecting Basket Case or Maniac Cop.
Cliff, Basket Case is in the freaking Criterion Collection, I think now.
That may be, but
I mean that was like a $5 film that you could watch for free on YouTube, and now it's like a $50 Blu-ray in the Criterion collection.
I don't know if there was any real box office, like any like movie, TV news. You guys watch anything good this week?
Christine, I watched
Steve?
that.
Christine, Loki. I watched Get Out, which I haven't watched it since I saw it in the theater, so that was a nice rewatch.
That sci-fi movie that bombed that looks so amazing is out digital. I wanted to see that. I can't remember the name. Had a great
Too
lead.
bad there's multiple sci-fi movies you're describing right now.
The poster has like the kid robot with like half the head, like a robot head. Jeez.
Oh, is that the creator?
The creator, yes. I've been meaning to see that, but I didn't.
Okay. I didn't know that came out on digital. I'm meaning to check that out too.
Yeah.
We can check it out. Let's see. Box office.
Of course, Taylor Swift is the champion right now.
She has a movie out? What?
Yeah, it's her show. Her show has a movie. Yeah.
I mean, what's number 2?
The Exorcist. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's movie, 96 million.
And this is all pre-orders, right?
Well, it came out this weekend, so
most of that was from pre-orders. I heard.
And then The Exorcist is right after. At least a horror movie's in the top 5. That's a good sign.
2 horror movies are in the top 5. Look at Saw in at number 4.
Oh, good. That makes me feel good about humanity. You know,
he was the only one I really loved.
Listen, I don't care. I just need Taylor to show up for 22 seconds as Dazzler in Deadpool 3, and I'll be happy.
Is that really gonna happen?
You're gonna see the Taylor Swift? I might see it. Like, I think it'll be. Oh,
I'm not gonna go see her movie concert. You know, I'm fine. You know.
So do you think that's good?
So
but I want her in Deadpool.
You want her in Deadpool? You want her to
concert,
play Dazzler?
I'm curious. A movie concert, does that have like a budget?
It does have some form of budget, but it's not like, dude, it's just gangbusters money for her, right? Because usually there's already filming going on at your concerts.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So like it's not a tremendous expenditure. So this is just pure profit for everyone involved.
That's great.
What's up, Larry Jackson?
Larry
LJ. What's number 4? We got you said Exorcist, then you said
Paw Patrol is
number 3. It's Saw number 4, and like Taylor Swift made all the money. 96 million number 1. Exorcist made 11 million.
You know who I feel sorry for
7.
This month? Every guy in a new relationship that has to go see the Taylor Swift movie just to feel like he likes the girl. That poor guy. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh wow!
You know what I feel bad for? I feel bad for people who think that that's some kind of awful sacrifice.
No, you got a point. Like I actually,
because let me tell you, if I were in a new relationship and it's like, oh, we're gonna go see that Taylor Swift film, I'm like, good. I was like, you're gonna get a hand job in head tonight.
Well, I would definitely. I don't know.
And the thing
God
is,
bless whatever, man.
I don't really have a thing for Taylor Swift. I don't, right?
I don't.
But like, I appreciate how much money she is bringing in and how well she's doing, and it excites me that she could be Dazzler for 30 seconds in a movie, and just look good, look good and blow up a Sentinel. That's all I need.
Okay, I'll watch that.
Right? Because people think like I want her to act. I don't. I want her to show up and freaking just hear music play, something she definitely could do, and then the freaking light show blowing up Sentinels. That's what I want.
What Dazzler outfit? With the roller skates?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I want the roller disco jumpsuit. And she doesn't even have to have the rollerblades. I just want the jumpsuit and the makeup. That's what I want. And she can have the long hair or the short hair. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Because honestly, if we're gonna have Dazzler, right, it should be all bling, and let's just do it.
Yeah. I agree. microphone, this pantsuit with the one-piece suit with the, you know.
Yeah,
Seven.
it's great. You know, and then if we ever cast someone to actually play Dazzler for real, you know, it's a great aesthetic to go from. You know,
Yeah.
she is a celebrity. She never cared. Or I mean, eventually she cared, right? But like, it didn't phase her that she was a mutant. She never stopped to think about
Is
where
that
her
the
powers were
actual story arc of Dazzler? It is, right?
Yeah,
And she had her own comic run, right?
and she had her own comic run.
Yeah.
Before it was like, all right, I guess I'm joining the X-Men. I can't ignore that I'm a mutant anymore.
I mean, I have, you know, I always got to take it to the toys. I have this Dazzler.
That's
like
our
the
comic
80s.
Dazzler.
80s, like, you know, glam band look. Gem and the holograms.
I like the
Okay.
effect on the hand, though. Like that. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
effect. I like that.
No, I love that people really paid attention to keep updating Dazzler's look over
Yes.
time.
Oh, yeah, I have 3 of her figures, and each one looks entirely different. That's just the only one I have out of the box.
I love how Travis is like, oh no, Cliff is off his leash.
Yeah, this is a Dazzler show.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving.
All right.
The creator is at number
the creator,
5.
The creator is number 5.
Oh, the creator's there. Okay, I want to see
Yeah.
that movie bad.
Number 6, A Haunting in Venice. And I want to see these
I've
movies.
enjoyed those movies, those Agatha Christie movies. I'm a little sad this one's coming in very low.
Oh.
Yeah. Like total is 38 million. But I want to see these movies. Everything is like low. Like Taylor Swift has made like everybody's money in one week. Some of these have been out for multiple weeks.
Yo, I feel bad for Denzel. Look at the Equalizer 3 just dragging.
Number 9.
It's number 9.
Yeah.
But you know what? It did bring in like 90 million, so maybe that's pretty good.
I think you could watch that digital already as well.
Yeah.
So number 7 was The Blind. Number 8, The Nun 2. That's also digital. Equalizer 3. Dumb Money.
Dumb Money.
Number
I love
11. Hocus Pocus 30th anniversary re-release.
Yeah, that one's gonna start going through the roof, I bet, because people love that freaking movie.
What?
Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, they do. A little too much.
Hey,
Right.
hey, we're all passionate people here. It's okay. Let them have their Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker and Catherine Jimmy. I love
Barbie's
that
number
movie.
12.
Good one.
Expendables. Oppenheimer.
Yo, Expendables is just sad, isn't it? Look at that, 16 million.
16 million?
Yeah.
Expendables.
Dude,
4.
my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 made almost twice what Expendables made. That's telling you something.
Are they both out at the same time too?
They're both out at the same time, yes.
Oh, poor Stallone.
Yeah, so I mean, I would be feeling it. I would be feeling it right now.
Yeah, some of these movies, they don't know when to say when, and they just keep doing it until like it makes no money, and here we are. Expendables has made no money, so.
Right, but my Big Fat Greek Wedding did.
The Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
Yes.
He doubled the money of Expendables 4.
That's
So I'm sure like Expendables cost double the money.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 16. This is like the slowest week. Theaters needed Taylor Swift to come through.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Oh, I
their
forgot that
total
was a
is
movie.
43 million.
Like Haunted Mansion number 20. With the 60s.
Yo, I love Haunted Mansion, by the way.
Look fun.
All right.
It is fun. It's actually quite good. It actually got a couple of emotions out of me. I was very impressed.
It looks fun.
And yeah, that's like the box office, which is
I really gotta watch Dix the musical. It just seems hilarious.
What is it?
Dix the musical?
Dick's?
Yes.
This is DIC.
KS,
Dix?
yes.
Is this based off the sporting goods store?
No.
Okay.
It's actually a very parent trappy type of movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's a very unusual name for a musical.
The
It is
A24.
unusual, because, you just work the double and triple entendres.
Yeah. Yes.
You know I love working them.
Yeah, I do.
You don't really know.
I can only assume.
Exactly.
All right. The homework. It was Christine.
Oh, man, here we go.
Yeah, the homework. It was Christine. What did you guys think? Did anybody not like the movie?
I like the movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Christine is like going back to watching an old episode of Roseanne or The Wonder Years that turns like really bad fast for me. It's like it starts off, you feel like you're watching a sitcom and things just go off the rails once that goddamn car comes into his life. So I could watch this movie, twice a year and be fine.
Okay, see, the fact that you can watch it twice a year is still pretty good.
Yeah, the movie's...
because let me tell you, I could watch Encino Man once more in my life, and that's the maximum. That's
yeah. I already maxed out on Encino Man. But
yeah.
When's the last time you saw Christine? Was this the first time in like a long time?
This is the first time I've seen Christine in over 30 years.
Oh, so what'd you think? Let me hear what you thought then.
It was pretty good. It was better than I remember.
It's in that sweet spot for Carpenter where he's coming off Halloween 2, and I think he did this, and then he did Halloween 3. So Carpenter was really in his element. He did The Thing, he did Halloween, Christine. He was really in The Fog. He was in his horror element, and the music is good. The music sets a good vibe, so it's a fun watch for sure.
Yeah, I definitely love the soundtrack. And his addition, it's barely noticeable in this movie, where like the other ones, like you kind of notice John Carpenter's like music.
Yeah.
This one is like he also likes the actual like soundtrack.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he utilizes the soundtrack. The soundtrack, which by the way is in the book. Like the book talks about what songs are playing on the radio when, right?
Sure.
So they incorporate that really well into the movie. And then there's John Carpenter's music that he himself wrote.
Right.
Right. So I think it's one of those things where I immediately dismissed a lot of the negatives based on what era this movie came from.
Mm-hmm.
So like a movie that's like from 78, basically, like, I'm going to be a little bit forgiving of a lot of little acting faux pas.
Yes. A lot of horny guys in this movie too.
Oh, well, that's my favorite part usually.
They are horned up, man. And like I said, it feels
and
like...
apparently so's Christine, because she's ready to kill.
Christine, yes, Christine's ready to go, and you don't get
like that is a horny car, right?
It is. She's mad. She's like, what? Other people want to have sex with me, and I don't get anything out of this?
And that speaks to the movie's credit. You don't get really a lot of closure with Christine, and you don't really know that much about Christine, but it's enough to keep you interested, and that says a lot about the film.
Yes. Right, and we're supposed to believe that Christine is the original car owner's dead sister.
Was that what it was? I thought the guy.
Well,
the guy
that's the
killed
thing,
him.
right? It's really unclear. Is it her spirit
totally
attached to the car?
Yes.
Right?
I don't think so, because they're like the opening of the movie, she kills her first like guy, like
as she's getting made.
yeah,
Right
as she's getting made, the trunk comes down on the guy.
Oh,
and then,
you know what? That's extra crazy, right? Because I was thinking that the car is possessed, but in reality, so in the book, right, or books that follow Christine, you realize that Christine is made from materials not of this world.
Really?
Right. So
that's the Stephen King thing.
Right. So she actually ties into the Stephen King multiverse because the car is alive because it's got materials that don't belong here, that don't belong in the regular world.
It's totally like from It. It's totally something that, obtuse, weird thing that would be in like the It book as well.
Right.
Yeah.
There's another car book about, and the name of the book is the name of the BMW, but I can't remember it, right?
The
but
Buick
the
8,
guy
right?
inherits it from his father, but it is connected to that realm that is the nexus between realms. So there's times where the guy is in the car and he's having these experiences and he's seeing stuff from the Dark Tower.
Yeah, that's from a Buick 8.
Wow. So
Yeah,
maybe Stephen King, man, his stuff is wild. So that all kind of makes sense. Did you get? I was talking to Phil prior to us going live. Did this remind you of any comic book story arc at all?
Not really.
So it reminds me of the Venom suit a little bit, with Parker getting the suit. He's all
Right,
wearing
and then
all black.
Peter starts to change his personality after time.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is like the Venom suit in that capacity.
Yeah, he's wearing all black, and he
Right,
loses
and then
the
like
glasses.
the car is taking vengeance out, where Venom would take Peter's body out for a ride and get vengeance.
Absolutely. And like I said, his name is Arnie Cunningham, which I don't know if that's like a nod to the Happy Days with Richie Cunningham, but
Oh, it definitely is.
yeah.
Definitely.
yeah,
Right,
It has
because
such-
they
it has
want you
such
to.
a like small town sitcom vibe, and then it just becomes this horror movie, and that's really great.
I
It
love
is
like
great.
it is changing, like as like the car is making him more of like a jerk. It's
Yeah.
also like changing his hairstyle goes back to like
Oh,
the
yeah.
50s and stuff.
Yeah. But you kind of felt you were happy for this kid though. He gets effed with a lot at the beginning of this movie, man. He gets for no reason either, just because he's smart. I mean, why do they even terrorize this guy? Everyone.
Well,
Yeah,
well, the more things change, my friend, the more things stay the same. Okay, see my video on accidentally taking a D&D book to high school in your backpack.
Do you have a video? Okay.
There are big mistakes.
Even there's a guy from Ghostbusters in it that bullies them. Remember Ghostbusters where Peter's doing the ESP thing where he's holding up the cards and shocking the guy? Yeah. He was one of the gang members in there.
Yo, who is that guy who looks like John Travolta? Like they cast him?
Yes. I don't
Oh.
know. I tried
That was
looking him up.
hilarious.
He's great. Buddy, his name was in the film.
Yeah, they were trying. That was fantastic. I was like,
Buddy.
yo, they are really doing this.
Buddy wasn't messing around. What about the kills? I mean, it's tough to kill someone with a car and be gory, but I felt like they did a good job. Like, what can you really do besides run
No, and
someone
you know
over with
what?
a
And
car?
that's about the cinematography, isn't it? Because like
Yeah.
it's the cinematography that sells each kill.
Yes.
You know what? There's like, for the most part, except for like, I think there's, well, the black guy at the beginning, who might be the only black guy in the movie.
Out of here.
And like, except for him, like, you don't feel sorry for any of the kills, really. Like,
No. Even this
No,
guy.
even the guy getting
Yeah,
choked out by the
like-
steering wheel.
Yeah, even this guy who stumbled upon the car, he was gonna be like, was he gonna steal it, right?
Yeah.
And her
Her-
choking, she was choking on the popcorn. That was a lot great tension
Yeah.
there. Where
Yeah. And the
Oh,
car door locking and everything.
he was
yeah, I like that. Like, the lights just get brighter as she's dying in there.
Yep. And that was, I guess, the most important part because she tells him it's me or the car, and he's like,
Oh, there
I'm
it
going.
is.
"Yeah, I'm going with the car."
Yeah. Like that line actually cracked me up when I heard it. She's like, "You like that car more than me," and I'm like looking at this car, and I was like, if I answered that in high school, it'd be like, "Yes, I do."
It is a valuable lesson, I guess, with not falling in love with material possessions. Maybe there's a message there. There was.
Yeah, a little bit. And boy, did Stephen King really love to mess with material possessions.
Yes.
You know? Look at Needful Things. Everybody went crazy over stuff that, he has the shop owner character manipulating a whole town with it.
Yes.
It's another great Stephen King story.
The guy there's some people out there that think he's overrated, and I'm like, how is Stephen King overrated? Like, I don't get it. The guy turned.
Listen, I realize that some of his stuff isn't like flawless, and I mean, we can say that about a lot of people.
Yeah.
But he has really given us some great. He's executed some great ideas,
and they all feel like it's funny that you mentioned the multiverse, like it and Christine and Stand By Me and Cujo. They all feel like they're in this same world.
Yeah, some of them are literally in the same world.
I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And if you ever watched that show on Hulu, Castle Rock ties into many of Stephen King's stories, and the season 1 villain, he's actually kept at Shawshank.
That's crazy. I gotta watch this now.
And of course, the season 1 villain is Skarsgård there from It. So again, he's a great villain.
I guess in the book, I think Christine, a serial killer at some point, had something to do with the car. I think I saw that. So maybe that killer ties into Castle Rock as well.
Oh, probably, yes. Yeah. But you should definitely catch Castle Rock. I think you'd enjoy it, especially because it plays with so many Stephen King elements.
And, season 2 I think plays with like the Misery and stuff. Yeah.
Right, because it's the nurse from Misery, but she's young.
Jeez, even I forgot Misery is Stephen King too, and that also feels. And
by the way, Misery ties directly. No, not Misery. Dolores Claiborne. Claiborne is the one that ties directly to Gerald's Game.
Okay.
Yep, that's
because
like
the daughter in Dolores Claiborne has a psychic connection to another girl, and the other girl turns out to be the woman who's in Gerald's Game.
If I could paint, I would paint like the lady from Misery driving Christine with Cujo like out of the back with his head out the window.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, that's a commission you can get from one of our many wonderful artist friends.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Who are freshly returning from New York Comic Con.
Well, that'd be perfect. Because those three things, I saw Cujo and Christine when I was a kid. And Cujo scared me more than Christine because it was just so real, like your dog coming after you.
Yeah.
And Christine, I maybe because I couldn't drive, I don't know, I wasn't as scared as a kid. And this movie isn't like it's a scary movie, but it doesn't scare you, and I think that's kind of why I like it as well. You know.
I like the. What about like one of the coolest parts of them is like when they wreck Christine.
Yeah.
And like he goes back and like he realized it's like, all right, like I know I got like this possessed car. And the car like basically fixes itself like there.
Yeah.
That was also very good cinematography.
Yeah, they hit like reverse. Whenever they did that car.
Did reverse, but still like it was really impressive because they had to make all that stuff they had to make all that stuff crush and smash, and so like they had to really plan that just so you could get the reverse of it.
Yes. Yep. I do like how they were smart and they were gonna make sure this car was crushed before they left it, which was cool.
I know, and it still tingles just a little bit at the end of the movie.
Yeah, the front bumper like moved. Yeah, yes. I think they're making a remake or not a direct sequel, which is coming out soon. Next year, I believe.
I would prefer a direct sequel. I feel like that would be more interesting.
I know a remake would be a dumb idea because we don't have. It's proven that it's still alive, so that spirit needs to kind of go into something else. Now,
at least like reference, like Cliff said, this kind of relates to what you would call it, the From a Buick 8, which is another Stephen King story, and that Stephen King story, From a Buick 8, relates to like Low Man in Yellow Coats, like the Insomnia story, and like the Dark Tower.
Okay.
There's so much stuff because like the Low Man in Yellow Coats would have these big crazy cars like this that were like almost out of this world.
Okay.
They were kind of
Larry pointed out that Arnie is played by the same actor who plays Rodney Dangerfield's son in Back to School.
Oh yeah, yes. he's almost like the same character. He's almost
Yeah, he
like,
really is.
It's like, I remember that as a kid. It was like seeing, it was in your child brain. You're almost like, oh, it's the same guy, but now he's going. He didn't die, and now he's going to college. Yes, it was.
Look at fake John Travolta. I love it.
Is this the only time Carpenter did a Stephen King novel? I wonder if they ever did anything else together.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's like early Stephen King, so like his movies, like they were like good at like that one point. Along the way, they got like a little bit of like a bad rap, but this at one point they got like this.
Well, at one point they had the best directors on them doing wild shit with them.
Yeah, like I think The Shining was before this in '78,
Yep.
probably, and then The Shining, this, and I think Stand By Me came out before another horror movie.
Yeah. I mean,
then it was Pet Sematary was also.
What scared me, like really scared me as a kid? Children of the Corn.
Oh yeah,
of course.
The first 45 minutes of Children of the Corn.
So Pet Sematary is Stephen King as well.
Yep.
This guy has a real knack for making normal things creepy. Dogs, cars, a nurse, a cemetery, children.
Oh, definitely children. Yeah.
A hotel.
Yo, that hotel is here.
From The Shining?
Yeah, part of his inspiration for The Shining is Mohawk Mountain.
Oh, wow. I could see that.
Oh yeah, for the Overlook Hotel is like the Mohawk Hotel.
Yep.
He doesn't make an appearance in this movie though, Stephen King. He was in Pet Sematary as the priest reading the at the funeral for the kid. And he's also in Creepshow. Stephen King would always make an appearance in his movies, almost like Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's in Sleepwalkers. Remember that? his made for the screen original screenplay. Oh
yeah. He's not a terrible actor. He's funny. He's funny like bit character.
Yeah.
Arnie's like the nerd kid, and he picks up this car and he fixes it up at the local shop, and these guys are the other shop kids that mess with him and bully him, and they trash his car.
Oh yeah, he went through all that work to fix his car. These sons of bitches had to take it from him, man.
I mean, that's like this the first thing. Like, all right, like you don't feel sorry, like again, and then like the car kills them all. Like, you don't feel sorry for these guys that like.
You don't feel sorry for anybody in this movie, really. Even when Arnie died, he becomes such a prick.
Yeah,
I didn't feel sorry for him.
I mean, his two friends who go to save him. I mean, like they're the only ones that care about at the end.
Yeah.
They're trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
And they feel bad that Arnie is dead too. Like they're like.
They do.
They're like really disappointed that they couldn't save him.
Yeah, and Christine doesn't care about Arnie either. That relationship is definitely not mutual. And
there was a good jump scare in that battle where like the headlights just come on. Like,
Christine is like really sick, right? Because if you think about it, this is like some ridiculous symbiote narcissist relationship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? Because I want you to look good and I want you to be strong, right? Yep. Because you're with me now, right? Very narcissist.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do all the dirty work, and get rid of everybody who's troubling you. But I've got to be number one. I got to come in first.
Absolutely. So I really would, I would be interested in I don't know, a prequel or a sequel to this, because you really want to know what the hell's going on. It is very interesting, a freaking haunted car. I was going to bring up something morbid about this haunted car.
I was saying, like, when Arnie goes through the window and, like, dies, the car had, like, how it kind of talked was through the radio of, like, 50s rock and roll. And it played, like, the sad love song. Like,
yes. Absolutely.
What would Larry say?
Larry, I'm referring to Castle Rock, the Hulu TV series. Go check that out.
There is a real life story happened in Detroit in the late or mid 80s where a guy's brother commits suicide in a car. So he gets it for next to nothing, turns it into like the family station wagon. And he drove that same car into like the Michigan, what's the river in Detroit? Oh, he drives it into that and kills his whole family. So that was like the real life Christine story. You can actually look that up if you're sadistic.
Well, that's good and horrifying.
Yeah. I
just
love that part where it chased him down and the whole car was just on fire. It blew up
Hell
again.
yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
was just
Yep.
Again, the visuals in this movie, incredible.
Yeah. John Carpenter, when he works with good cinematographers, his movies are great. I thought this would be a guy called Dean Cundy, which was like Carpenter's go-to for cinematography, but it actually is not. So, still impressed with the cinematography.
Oh, absolutely! Like every shot is, is made for a scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And, such a simple story. If you have a simple story and you do it effectively, this is what you have.
yes.
And it's good because it stands up. Because like I still like the movie.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it. So let's get it some score. What would you score this, Cliff?
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I was highly entertained. I could watch it again.
I'd also give it an 8, and I thought I was gonna be lower, but yeah, I think it's like an 8. I think it holds up very well, and everything in it. Like you believe this is like an actual haunted car. Like that's something you kind of had to like tell you, and Carpenter is able to pull it off. Like, nope, this is a haunted car. See,
Right. I'm at 7.5. I'm one of them people that I usually never need. Like Darth Vader's a bad guy. I'm cool with just knowing that. I would want a tiny bit more detail as to why this car got haunted. Like we talked about, it's in the production line. It's already killing people. Maybe just a smidge more of how it got that way. And it would almost be a perfect story.
Listen, I wish that even now, I wish that Stephen King would put more thought into his television products being one cinematic universe.
Yeah, it could totally work. Like,
Because of all people, it would work best for him, especially with the Dark Tower.
you know
that
what?
series ties into everything.
Absolutely. Maybe this car is the spirit of Ray Brower from Stand By Me. The kid got hit by the train,
Nah. Nah. I mean, that would be really funny, but nah. I think we're closest to, the spirit of the original owner's sister, but like we said, if the car is killing people on the production line, even my theory goes out the window.
Right. Real quick, what's crazy to me? That car looks so old, but they say, oh, you don't want that hunk of junk. It's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's
And
only 20 years old when this movie came out.
The car I'm driving is from 2009, so it's like, damn, my car is 15 years old. So it's just weird. That just stuck out to me as crazy.
I know, and then you're like, and you start looking at reality, and you're like, well, it's not that unreasonable.
It's not.
now Christine is like definitely a classic car.
Oh, now, yeah. Now, hell yeah. Really classic.
And it's funny because even at the time of this movie, 78, 79, 80, I still think that there was a lot of car connoisseurs that would really have appreciated the look of that car anyway.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah, it was 83, I think this movie was.
Right, and the story takes place in 78.
It does? Okay.
We did. We like around '83 is when we had things like Night Rider, like the living car. Like cars were a little bit of a thing. Like Night
Yeah.
Rider, like Dukes of
Oh, that's
Hazzard.
true. Kit, yeah, that is true.
Cars were a little bit of a thing.
That's true.
Going back, Phil, I didn't watch it yet, but what did you think of Monster Squad?
Oh, I watched it and I enjoyed it. Yeah, we I forgot what the other guys gave it. I thought I gave it like a 6.5, 7, like around in there.
It's still a 7 for me because it still gives me a pretty frightening Dracula.
All right, and I thought it was like a good like a family like.
Oh, it's
like,
definitely like family oriented, but there's like still a couple scares in there that are good.
And for like an older kid too, like when they said PG-13, they really like meant 13. Like,
The Mummy's great in that. I mean, that's a fun movie. Some people like it better than the Goonies. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but it is.
No, but I think I like it as much as the Goonies. Because I like both stories.
No, I do too. And they one of the monsters, I forget which one, they do it better than the Universal did. I don't know if it was the Mummy or he just looked
I
so
honestly
good.
thought it was Dracula.
I thought
dude.
the Creature of the
Dracula
Black
came off
Lagoon was
great.
pretty good and underused in that movie.
They all do look good though.
No, they really did a nice job on them.
Maybe I'll watch that.
The werewolf exploding was pretty insane.
Yes.
Of course, the famous line, "Werewolf has nards."
Yeah.
Everybody was like typing that in the chat.
Yeah, that's like the line. And that kid
I'm so
from that
mad
movie,
that was my pick, and I wasn't here for it.
You fool! That's a good pick.
It is.
Yeah, that was a good pick. What's
You
the
really
green
can't go
shirts
wrong.
guy?
On
You
the
know what
80s
we're watching?
What's that?
Pick was?
What's that? Oh, Green Shirt Guys is he just said it not long ago, and I can't click.
Was it Dawn of the Dead? Was it Dawn of the Dead or Warm Bodies or?
We talked about Warm Bodies. New York Backyard Legend says I'm gonna have to watch Christine. Yes, highly recommend.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, if you
yeah,
never saw Christine, watch that shit tonight.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
so
I said, I
good.
found it on AMC. Like as soon as I like finished up, like I was just looking around the TV. There it is on AMC. I was like, oh wow.
It's really it's what you call an easy watch for me.
Yes.
Christine.
Look at that.
It is a great ending to like the horror movie too.
I mean, you really can't go wrong with 80s horror. There's something about, I don't know, what they were able to get away with, the way film was using practical effects. It was like just a perfect blend of a little bit of everything in the 80s for horror that I don't think you'll ever have again, unfortunately, but at least we had it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think it was a little bit practical effects and
Yeah.
like just directors taking a shot. Like
Yes. That's, I can watch 80s horror probably all year and be fine. Even bad 80s horror is still kind of good, like Basket Case, which is terrible, but it's still somehow a good watch because of it being from that time frame where you could kind of do your own thing, and not use CG and not be everything is trying to be in that sweet spot now for everyone to be able to watch, and a little bit PG, not a lot of nudity or violence. You know what I mean?
Some original monsters where like Monster Squad was like all the Universal monsters and stuff. Like the 80s had like original like Christine and Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers was coming in. Like
yes, like those were the next batch of like
those
monsters.
were like the next batch. Yeah, the original monsters.
Yeah, absolutely,
I
definitely.
think we could use like a new set of original monsters. We haven't had like I think a new one since Baby Jinx.
Even though I don't love them, I would argue, all the oh my god, what is it?
The
The
Saw guy?
nun and all of them, and the doll.
Oh yeah, That,
Oh,
that
Annabelle.
universe,
Annabelle, the
I don't
Conjuring
love it.
universe.
they do have their own thing with the nun and Isabel.
I actually
And,
do. Yeah, that is true. I actually do love those. Those are great.
Yeah.
I love Annabelle. No, those
You
are
know-
actually like really scary too.
We would have had the Jeepers Creepers guy if that guy wasn't a Jeeper Creeper in real life.
Yeah.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yes. That was an awesome character too, man. He just, the Saw he's not a monster, but that kind of is a franchise. That,
I was gonna say, and it's not quite a monster,
Yeah.
It's
Not
just
like-
it's a monstrous person is more like it.
yeah. But 80s, like we said, Chucky, Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy. That's just as recognizable as a Universal monsters at this point.
No, they definitely make a good
Mhm.
group.
That part where it like crushed it itself to get the.
What about Fright Night? Did you guys ever see Fright Night?
Oh, I love Fright Night.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite vampire movie.
I like both of them, by the way.
Yeah, the remake or the
Yes, I
sequel or the
even
remake.
enjoyed the remake because I thought I thought they did some cool things with the remake.
Yeah, and the sequel's good too. I believe it or not.
The sequel to the original or the sequel to the
Yeah,
remake?
Fright Night 2 to the original. Yep,
Right, because guess what? They did make the sequel to the remake.
and it's with a girl, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
because
nuts.
Anton had already passed away in real life.
Yeah. Oh my God! It all comes back to Christine. Anton got killed by his own car. How do you like that?
Terrible.
Well, it is what it
I
is.
know it is what it is. I feel terrible. I was really sad when he passed away. I thought that
And
was
what
just so crazy.
and what
and
a-
sudden.
And it was the car manufacturer's fault because it was a faulty stick shift that they don't use anymore.
Yep,
Ooh, that's
that
crazy.
was wild. And
Wow.
dude, I really loved him. He was part of so many things.
Star
that-
Trek.
Yeah, not even just Star Trek, but he was part of so many things that were in motion that
Yeah.
like later on I was like so sad. I was like, oh shit, he voiced these characters? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, what was that? 2010.
2013 or 14, I think.
Okay, well, time flies.
It really does, because I mean he lived to complete his scenes for the Star Trek Beyond,
Okay,
but that was it.
what are the odds of talking about that guy when we're talking about a killer car? Gee.
Ugh. Okay, my fault, definitely.
It's your fault. Definitely your fault.
But I am really impressed with this movie. Like,
Yeah,
you know, all the characters shine in their crazy little world.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
That
I
might have
love,
been the
I love
first
the
one.
detective. I love the guy who owns the garage. Even the teacher that breaks up that fight. Everyone kills it, and that's what you need for a movie that doesn't have Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Dracula. You need everyone to sell their part. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For this to work.
Well,
The mom was great.
you need ambiance, and the ambiance can come from the setting, or it can
Yeah,
come
she
from
was
the
great.
people in the setting.
Yes.
In this case, it was the people in the setting were really selling it.
Yes, without a doubt. Yeah, Carpenter got the best out of it, the cast in this film for sure. Like, imagine you're gonna go to work, and you're like, oh, what movie are you on? Oh, it's a killer car. It's like, how you gonna, like, you can't really run. I mean, you can run from a car, I guess, but you can't talk back to a car. You know what I mean?
Right, you can't fight a car, not normally. Yeah.
Well, it won't start if you talk back to Christine. She won't start for you.
I mean, yes, I've cursed my car out before, but that's a different thing.
You know what's funny is, like, look at this shot of Christine, right? Like, it looks evil in this
Yeah.
shot.
Yes.
You know, like that's just brilliant to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I just love the idea that the car has a sinister presence.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely perfect to have. This is one movie where like I said, a sequel or prequel would not bother me. and I would watch it.
It'd be funny to me if the prequel is some wild ass other interdimensional movie, but it ends with the materials landing out somewhere where people reclaim it, and then it goes sent to be made into parts.
Yeah.
You know what? Another good Stephen King film for this, Silver Bullet.
Yes.
Werewolf.
Oh,
yeah,
Silver Bullet. That was great.
Yeah, that's another one.
And you know, when I was a kid, I went to Catholic school, right? So when I saw that movie, I was like, really like, wow, the priest is a villain, you know? Like I was like, wow, because you know that basically that was unheard of, right?
Yeah, priests were like the heroes.
Yeah, typically like The Exorcist, right?
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to Catholic school where like, you know, you should only have good pure thoughts about your priest, you know?
Right.
And don't worry about that deacon that we transferred over 3 or 4 times suddenly and mysteriously.
Right.
By the way, that really happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The lady we got to replace him, she was solid and she was there until they shut the school down, you know? So like at least when they course corrected hard.
That Harry Dean Stanton, he's from Alien, right? The detective?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks familiar. Like he was really the only one who I was like, oh, he looks familiar.
Yeah, he's from the first Alien.
Okay.
Yeah.
First Alien is genius too.
Yeah.
You know what I really appreciate about Alien and Aliens, right?
Yep.
They're two completely different films.
Yep.
But I believe that I'm in the same universe when I watch them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about the Aliens director. That
Two different
to maintain. It's like we gotta maintain.
Ridley Scott. And
Ridley Scott was like, we gotta maintain this world, but we also gotta radically do something new with it.
Yeah, Ridley Scott and James Cameron. They both had different takes on the same subject, but they definitely feel connected. Where part 3,
for me, my most favorite things about filmmakers and when you're learning about them is when they appreciate things and what they do with those things, right?
It's usually before they get an ego, too, though.
It's usually before they get an ego, right? Mm-hmm. Which is great because that's probably when you're going to get the best stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Like, 100%. Like, now if you just look at Aliens. By the time, what's his name got it? Who did 3? The director who does, like, weird stuff. He took it in a totally different direction, and it just didn't have the same feel at all.
No, it didn't, and it feels like a completely different.
What the heck's that director's name that did part 3? The guy that did 7, right? I do not like part 3.
David Fincher.
Fincher.
There you go.
David Fincher.
There was Alien. There was the Alien Resurrection too. That was just. I like Prometheus, which is.
I love Prometheus.
Prometheus, and I like the one after it, the Alien.
Me too. I think those two are really fun. I do too.
Covenant, Alien Covenant.
I love them.
Yeah, those two are great.
And funny you say that. I just watched them back to back 2 weeks ago, and I love. That's Ridley Scott did both of those, and Ridley Scott just knows how to make a beautiful movie. So.
I'm glad like somebody like one of them in the Ridley Scott or Cameron pick up Aliens again. Like
yeah. Oh, I'm sure there'll be another Alien movie, But it needs to be gritty and grounded. That's why the first two are so good. It felt so real and like dirty and grounded, and I don't know.
I love them. They're favorites.
What are you guys going to do next?
I really like them. The first Alien is my favorite thing of the whole franchise, to be honest.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a horror movie. It's like
It's gothic horror in space, and it's brilliant.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
It's really, yeah. And it's really like one of those things like the killer is taking them out one by one. Like,
Right, but there's there's two killers. Right?
Yeah.
Because you get the crazy cyborg, and you have this mysterious alien creature.
Okay, so Alien. When's the last time you watched the Thing, the Carpenter of the Thing?
I think a year ago.
Oh, really? Okay, because that's top notch Alien movie too for me.
Oh no, but there's Alien, right?
Yeah.
And what that represents to me, which is gothic horror in space, that I will say that day and night, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like an alien horror movie. The Thing is a masterpiece.
Thing is just insane. I not even favorite horror movie. It's one of my favorite just movies of all time. The Thing.
It's just so incredibly well done.
Yeah.
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 And the fact that in his own weird way, he tries to pay homage to the old 50s Thing flick.
Yeah, The Thing from Outer Space.
Yeah.
He does, without a doubt. And like again, you have a movie that's just in the middle of nowhere with all this snow, and he gets the best out of every single actor. Carpenter does. Everybody matters in that movie, and that's what makes it so damn good. Every time someone dies, you're like, shit, this guy died? Oh no, this guy died? And that's when you make a good horror movie.
Yeah. No, because they really invest you in the characters before they start killing them.
Yes, it's really good.
And that's hard to do, but they do a good job of it with that movie.
Oh, it's a
Did you see the new Thing, which is a movie that takes place like just days before John Carpenter's?
You know what's sad about that movie? They wanted to do all practical effects as an homage to The Thing, and they looked. You could watch it on YouTube. They look so freaking good.
Yeah.
And then last second, they were like, "We don't have the budget to continue this, and we want this movie to be done. We don't want these practical effects." They switched to CG, and it made that movie so forgettable. And it's sad because it has a good story. It just isn't fun to watch because of the CG.
It's terrible. Terrible.
The CG
And if it had been me, and I would have been like, all right, how much do we have done with practical effects? And let's fill in the rest with the freaking cheap CG so that we could try to salvage it.
That movie came out the same year as what's his name? Green Lantern, and they both have that same CG vibe.
Although Green Lantern, I'm more forgiving because because of the nature of what Green Lantern is.
That movie's fun though. I don't give a shit. That movie's fun.
The movie is kind of fun, but it is such a letdown at the same time.
Well, it's Green Lantern. It was supposed to be like it's like as important as Superman. You know,
it was actually supposed to be their Iron Man. Let's be honest.
That's true. What Larry said.
And it just blew up in their face. And the thing is, there's really good stuff in that film, right? Their version of Amanda Waller, really interesting. Hector Hammond being developed as a villain as Hal Jordan is being developed as a hero.
Yeah.
Right? Side by side. Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun. But
and then we have fucking Parallax.
It was like a shit cloud.
Yo, Parallax, it's actually the Parallax thing that really ruins the whole freaking movie.
It shouldn't have been a shit cloud, right? What?
It shouldn't have been a shit cloud.
182 says much love.
Scotty, thank you. Scotty is the dude I'm trying to introduce you to.
What'd he say?
He just said hello.
Oh, hello.
New York Backyard Legend says Green Lantern was terrible, and I saw it in 3D.
You saw that shit cloud coming at you.
Oh man!
And the thing is, Sinestro, great. Green Lantern, pretty good. Carol, pretty good. Hector Hammond, I thought great. And then everything else.
I still think I hated it in a theater. When I rewatched it a few years later, I was like, this is fun. I've grown to not give a shit as long as I have some fun. That's my motto with these movies.
Oh, that's the motto you have to have with DC, or you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, 9 out of 10 though. Even with Marvel, they don't get it the way like Venom isn't like Venom to me, but it's fun, so whatever.
Also, Venom is not a true Marvel film, so there's that whole mess.
I listen. If Marvel owns the shit, it's Marvel.
I didn't see the. No, I saw the first Venom, and I think I didn't finish the Maximum Carnage one. I fell asleep watching it.
It's a mess.
It is a big mess.
It's a mess. It's fun though. What the hell? That thing sequel though. It's sad because that should have been really good, and it killed the franchise.
Sad and true.
Yes.
But one last nice thing about John Carpenter, Starman.
Great movie.
Oh,
Great movie. Came out at the wrong time.
It did, but you know, Carpenter went away from horror for a few years. He did more science fiction with Starman, and then They Live, which is one of the best movies ever.
We did They Live, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he went into more science fiction, which was his thing before Halloween. So then he kind of comes back to, and then he did a comedy with Chevy Chase, man.
You gotta pay the bills.
He did some weird comedy with Chevy Chase because Chevy Chase was the guy in like 1989, 90. It's a weird movie, and then he comes back to horror with like vampires or something. With like
Yeah.
Not
That
good.
was not great.
Not good.
That one's with James Woods, right?
And Ice Cube, I think.
And Ice Cube. Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here, guys?
And then he did the third movie with Kurt Russell. What is it? Escape from L.A. Was it that one?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we watched the Escape
We watched
movies.
that. That was not great.
That was
Not great either.
the first one was pretty good. The
First
Escape
one
from
is
New
great.
York.
First one is really understated, cool little movie. But he did do Big Trouble in Little China. That was that Carpenter too or no? I don't know. I got to
That
brush
was,
up.
and we did watch it.
Yeah, yep.
Which one?
Big Trouble.
That might have
I
got
know.
that might have been the one that got us on the John
I
Carpenter
think it
kick.
was the one that got us on the John Carpenter track.
Well, he's been all over the place, but overall, the guy's filmography is pretty.
Yeah, we had like a little John Carpenter run. That's kind of why I picked Christine when it was like October.
Okay.
Like horror
Horror
movies. I was
coming
like,
up.
I hadn't seen Christine in a while, and you got to do a Stephen King. Like somewhere
Now-
in October, you got to do a Stephen King.
To I guess wrap it up. Did you see Halloween Ends?
Yes.
Now that director was influenced by Christine, so that's why he becomes the car is kind of Michael Myers, and Arnie is that kid.
I can see that. You know, I want you to know that, number one, I just separate this. These three Halloween movies are just in a different timeline. That's what I've rationalized in my head, right?
Yeah.
And second of all, I appreciate them for what they are. I feel like he plays with elements that are in other Halloween movies, and he executed them in these weird thematic films,
Yeah.
right?
Evil
And I
Dies Tonight.
appreciate the effort. I don't think it was great execution. I don't feel like it does anything for people who love Michael Myers as a villain.
I agree. They want him to be like this. They want him to be more powerful than Jason. That's what it is.
Right, and the thing is, but
It's
the third movie basically explains to us that the evil
Yeah.
will always be there somewhere. Right?
Yes, which is cool. He is always. He's an entity that's there. Do you know about Halloween fans? Like they want Michael Myers to be like the king of horror, and they denounce like Halloween 3. They can't stand, which I love. Hi, Phil. Cliff gone?
Oh, there we go.
Halloween fans hate Halloween 3, and they, for the most part, hate the new 3 movies because the female kind of gets the upper hand. What's it, Laurie? They don't like that either. They want him to be the
Heaven forbid that the classic trope of the girl getting the upper hand on the symbol of evil.
Yeah. So Halloween, Michael Myers wasn't supposed to be in 10 movies. He was supposed to die in the first one, but it made so much money and didn't cost that much. They were like, we got to do this again. And Halloween 2 is pretty much the same as Halloween 1. It's almost the same movie.
Well,
And
it
then they
picks
were-
up right where one ends. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it's good, without a doubt. But then they were like, "Oh, we killed him," and that's why they did Halloween 3. And people, especially Halloween fans, can't stand Halloween 3, and I love it. I think it's.
Could
that's
you
good.
imagine an alternate universe where Halloween remained an anthology movie series?
Yeah, it'd
That
be so
would be
much better.
amazing. Imagine
much better.
what horror movies we would have gotten out of that.
Instead, we get Busta Rhymes doing a karate kick through a window.
Yeah,
you know.
that one was, there are a couple things I like about that one, but it's mostly terrible. I love H2O though.
To me, horror is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still kind of good. But I agree with you. If we got these horror movie anthologies just called Halloween, it would have been so much more fun.
I definitely think so.
Yeah. Almost like Tales from the Crypt. It's a shame that only got 2 films?
Yes.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Yeah. And see, great use of anthology. Creep Show, great use of anthology horror.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is our wrap-up time.
Yeah,
The problem is
it's all good. We went late.
Sorry.
Like we did good. We this is like an hour. I was scared we weren't gonna have enough to talk about, and now we went an hour and 11 minutes.
We
That's
always
great.
have enough to talk about. We're the Council of Comics.
So yeah, that was our review on Christine. We all liked it. It's a great horror movie, so go check it out if you haven't checked it out. Vote for us on the Comic Book Community Awards. The voting is coming to an end, like a couple of weeks.
November 18th is the last day, and we'll
All right.
get Icon.
Yeah, all right.
It's gonna be
I don't
great.
think I had anything else. So peace out, everybody. For me, Toy Gauge, Cliff. We'll see you tomorrow night on the New Keys and Hot Comics podcast, 8 o'clock. Later,
care.
everybody.